understand. I have done all that I could to see the evil and the good without hiding. You must help me if you can, doctor, my eyes. Tell me what is wrong, 'cause I am wise to leave them open for so long. This is of course Jackson Browne's Doctor My Eyes. I wanted to add one of his songs to our library at Totally Guitars. Looked up Spotify as in what is the most streamed song out there of him, of course. On one there was by far Running on Empty, and then there was this one. So I thought, why don't we have it just yet? We do now. Anyway, a very cool song to play if you ask me. And he was actually very young when he recorded it. I think it was in 1970s. It's older than I am. Anyway, so on the demo version actually you can hear him, at least I think it's him, playing the guitar there. And there's actually a bridge in there, and there's another verse in there. So I do actually talk about it in the lesson. But on the recording later they omitted all of that, and there are guitar solos, and I think he has performed it like so till this day. So the album version is in the absolute key of F. In later years he would play it in the key of E, and in even more later years, I think at least I've seen him once in the Austin Limits version performance, he was a half step down to E flat. So you can decide for yourself what you want to do there. I'm going to teach it. I definitely think I know he plays it on guitar in the key of E, as in using those shapes. The recording, the demo version, is very flat. You're kind of like between E and E flat. If you want to play along, it actually is not, you can't. You need to retune your guitar there. So, teaching it, of course, this in the key of E, and then you can capo the guitar if you want to. So, there are a couple of ways to play this. I guess you can totally play E major down there. I'm very sure that he also does, but he mostly played it up here. So, it would be a bar chord from the A family, so you have a hinge bar here. You can leave the bottom string open, that's an E, that's actually great to have in there. You can also, let go of the second string and just play roots and fifths there. That is totally fine. Especially if you're going for the bottom strings anyway, then you don't need to, necessarily fret the whole chord there. Anyways, in the intro there, and this is how it is done live, not necessarily on the recording, you need to go to a D with an E in the bass. You have, I guess, more options for that one too. What I like is indeed just simply use another bar chord from also the A family, a whole step down, but I don't need the bass note, obviously. I need the E in the bass, which is on the bottom string and on the fifth string there in 7th position. And all the other notes of a D chord are in there too. Don't go for this one though, kinda just the 5 strings, except for the top string. So this would be indeed a D with an E in the bass. Then it moves to an A with an E in the bass. That one's close, because this would be, of course, a bar. You don't need it. You need an E in the bass, so I take down my index, put it on the 2nd string instead. Would be the same note as the top string there. You could even leave out the 2nd string there, because you mainly want to hear the notes on the 3rd string, in my opinion. That you want to hear. There. And back to E. Yes? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2. Lots of syncopation throughout the song, which I absolutely love. an upstroke, that would be. I'll get to the swing feel and strumming later in a second. I mean, let me talk about the chords a little more. So other chords in there are, well, E obviously, well not other, I already a G sharp minor, like so. In the same frets you also have a C sharp minor, of course from the E and A families. Then there is a B, you could play it of course with an A shape there, or up here with an E shape. I personally go for this one, by the way. And then there is of course A, and sometimes indeed with an E in the bass. Just take off your index then, like so. Let me see, is there anything else? This is it for the most part. In the outro there is also a D, at least if you want to. I've heard versions in which they would throw it in, but also when they would not. So you can decide for yourself what you want to do. Okay, so that would be the chords. The strumming, I actually mentioned it, it is with swing fields. So all your downs and ups are not equally long. Your upstrokes are shorter, so you get this long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, da, 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 da. Count it out first if you need to get the hang of it. Da, 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 tap it. Da, 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 da. And that's basically how you want your hand to move. You can play everything, or play downstrokes, occasional upstrokes. I'll get more into this, of course, in the lesson, what you can do. But I indeed try to kind of copy the feel of the piano in the beginning. I like that, with or without upstrokes. Anyways, then if you listen to the demo version, it is more like it's still the swing feel, keep this hand moving for that matter. So another, maybe a challenge, is the outro, which they perform in live, before the band, performs in live performances. So, concerts. And there, all of a sudden, you get this quarter note triplets in there. I already showed you earlier in the preview, as in, so that you know that is in there and that we talk about it in this lesson. So what you have is this going back and forth between E and A. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I never play with upstrokes. All of a sudden I did now. I don't know why. Because it is not in sync with the beats, which are of course still moving. So what I would encourage you to do is to tap, or let a metronome do it for you, and sing it. Sing it first before you start playing it. Bam bam bam, bam bam bam, da dum da 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 dum. Dum. That's actually the upstroke for E, because you need to catch that one at the end of beat 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There. So we talk about this elaborately. I'm not necessarily going to like literally count it out and get all those triplet names and such, but I will, you know, like I'm doing now, get you through the beats, and when those strokes appear, get a little bit of percussion in there. At least that's what I like to do, because you do hear the drums and whatnot filling it all up in between, which is really fun actually. And especially by yourself, you want to copy that a little, get it in there a little, and make it sound really like an outro. Okay, so that is all, well not all, probably more, that we discuss in the lesson. Also indeed, I'll run you through the demo version there too, because it has, like I already mentioned, a bridge and an extra verse. Yes, okay. Now, check it out at totallyguitars.com.